Peter Parker had just woken up from a nightmare that showed him how many people were still hurt by the villains, even after he had captured them and put them in jail. And he's finally about to realize that killing them might be the only option. You see, Spider-Man's suit had once been damaged in a fight, and Hulk explained that there was a machine that could repair superhero suits instantly. But when Spider-Man entered the building, he used the wrong machine, one that bonded him with a symbiote, a parasitic alien that survives by attaching itself to a host. So for a long time, Peter didn't realize it was alive, and when he finally discovered its true nature, he got rid of it. But how would Spider-Man have changed if he never did? God, the nightmares keep getting worse. As Peter struggles to sleep, he decides to put on his symbiote suit and go out into the city. As he swings around helping people, it becomes clear that the suit is the only thing making him feel good right now. Because at this point, Peter and MJ are still more like close friends with strong feelings than an actual couple. And MJ is constantly worried about him while trying to distance herself from his life, especially when she sees him growing closer to Black Cat. Peter, it's me. It's MJ, Mary Jane, I'm so sorry. Your door was unlocked. What the hell? Peter begins to explain his nightmares while MJ tells him how worried she's been about him. She insists that something is definitely wrong with him and with the new suit and points out how much he has changed over the past few weeks. Peter finally agrees with her and decides to visit Reed Richards so he can have the suit examined. But that's when Hobgoblin attacks him. But this time, Spider-Man doesn't hold back. With no games this time, he quickly tears off his mask, revealing his identity. He punches him again and declares that Spider-Man is done putting villains in jail. Then he leaves, instructing him to spread the word. Spider-Man is done playing nice. He then visits Black Cat, angrily ranting about villains. They end up kissing, and Peter admits he doesn't fully understand why. But the anger he feels toward villains keeps growing stronger. He finally goes to see Reed. When Human Torch tells him that Peter is here, Peter suddenly snaps at him and tells him to shut up. Reed and Johnny immediately realize something is wrong, so they begin testing him as Peter explains that he only feels okay when he's wearing the suit. So they continue their tests. Peter falls asleep and begins having nightmares where the suit tells him again that he has to hurt some people if he wants to save others. He wakes up and Reed immediately tells him that the suit appears to be bonding with him, physically and mentally changing him. Peter looks at Reed for a moment, then turns and starts to leave. So Reed tries to stop him, but Peter grabs his hand, stopping him in place, and then walks out of the building, telling Reed that now he knows what he needed to know, not realizing that soon his life is about to change. Because after this, he decides to visit Aunt May, not realizing that Hobgoblin is after him. They sit down and talk, telling each other how much they love one another. But that's when Hobgoblin shows up. Peter begins to brutally overpower him as Hobgoblin rants about how furious he is at Peter for unmasking him. But Peter doesn't care. He keeps beating him, completely consumed by rage until he suddenly realizes, wait, oh God, and me, I'm coming, no fire, let me will kill us, cannot. The symbiote tells Peter that he's sorry, explaining that he can't go into the fire since that's his main weakness. He then tells him that it's too late, blaming the Hobgoblin for everything. Peter gets fully consumed by the suit as his enemy tries to escape. But this time, Peter has had enough as we see him webbing him up. And no matter what I do, people get hurt. But I can stop it now. I have the power. It's time to use it. As Hobgoblin dies, Peter begins explaining to the symbiote that now he understands, that he finally realizes letting villains walk away alive will never solve the problem. As the symbiote consumes him more and more, he tells Peter not to worry because now all of that guilt isn't only on Peter's shoulders but on his as well. As he walks through the city, he tells the symbiote that he doesn't feel bad, but he does feel shame. He admits he's afraid of someone finding out. But when he looks to the right, he notices the Daily Bugle already writing about him, which instantly makes him angry. Kingpin finds out instantly and realizes that he might be next, so he begins thinking of a plan. At the same time, Jonah Jameson immediately starts scolding his colleague, saying he was right about Spider-Man all along. But when his colleague leaves, Jonah looks through the window and sees, Jonah, I don't care anymore. Jonah, isn't this what you wanted? You've been whipping up the city for years, telling them I'm a criminal when all I've ever done was help people. Spider-Man breaks Jonah's hand, telling him that now, even as a criminal, he'll help more people. He then threatens Jonah warning him that if he writes anything bad about him again, he'll come back and break his other hand. Tensions rise as the Fantastic Four begin searching for Peter, while MJ decides to visit him and finds him sleeping in a strange position. When he wakes up, she asks if the reports about him killing are true. But Peter tells her about Aunt May and how he could have saved her if he had killed the Hobgoblin earlier. And without any more words, Peter leaves her and goes to the city until Shocker, a second-rate thief, attacks him. Scorpion, another villain, joins the fight too, but Peter quickly uses the symbiote and begins suffocating him. Shocker realizes that the rumors about Spider-Man are true and starts using his powers, injuring civilians. But Peter doesn't even look at them, keeping his eyes locked on his prey. Spider-Man shows Kingpin what's left of them. Kingpin calmly gets up and tells him that he's found out his identity after researching the woman who died in the fire, Aunt May. He explains how he investigated him, hoping to kidnap his family or friends, but found no one, telling him that Peter simply has to live with the fact that nobody really cares about him. But Peter kills him with one punch. Dr. Octopus, Mysterio, Kraven the Hunter, and other Spider-Man villains realize that the only way for them to survive is to team up. So they decide to talk with Jonah, since he's the only one who saw the new Spider-Man and can provide information. Jonah instantly tells them that Spider-Man has to be stopped no matter what, and he decides to help them too. But as Dr. Octopus begins talking and thinking about ways to stop Spider-Man, he gets stabbed by one of his helpers, and that's when we find out it's Eddie Brock, the original carrier of the symbiote, who tells Doc that he can't let him kill Spider-Man because that's his job, since he wants revenge. As time goes by, Jonah joins the villains and Eddie steals Dr. Octopus's mechanical tentacles, while the other villains say they're happy with the change since they didn't like Otto anyway. We also find out why Eddie wants to kill Spider-Man, as he explains to Jonah that he was once a journalist who accused the wrong man of being the Sin Eater. And after Spider-Man uncovered the truth and found the real criminal, Eddie's career and life were ruined. Wait, did you hear he's in? Mysterio goes out and instructs them to remember the plan. As they spot Spider-Man in the forest, Mysterio creates a hologram to trick Peter, while other villains put on special glasses to see through the illusion. However, when they start looking around, they can't see him. Kraven tells them that he probably went back into the forest, but when he looks at the ground, he notices him appearing. Mysterio. Peter instantly kills him, then appears from the ground as Rhino charges at him. This was your trap. You know how many times I fought all of you? How many times I stopped myself from killing you? Yeah, well, you've never fought me, buddy. I don't even know who the you are. Electro tries to attack him, but Peter grabs him as Kraven still calmly watches the fight. And that's when we see Jonah in his Spider Slayer suit. Jonah grabs him and Kraven traps him in a net as Spider-Man begins, screaming while Jonah tells him that all these years he just wanted him to stop. But as the suit begins to disappear, Jonah realizes that Spider-Man is actually Peter Parker. So after the barn explodes, he runs outside with him, and many were lost, but the hunt is concluded. Damn it, Parker. Why'd it have to be you? And that's when we see the villains lying on the floor. Are they all dead? All except Kraven and Brock. Oh God, you didn't do this, son. From what you said, that suit made you into a monster. Jonah tells Peter to relax, saying that the symbiote died in the fire. But as he drives, we see it clinging to the back of the car. Meanwhile, MJ and Black Cat discuss where Peter could have disappeared to. As they talk, Jonah rushes in and brings Peter with him. As Peter sits down, MJ tells him that they have to leave now. When Jonah asks why, Black Cat explains that revealing Spider-Man's identity was Kingpin's final move. So when Jonah looks out the window, he sees a group of police officers ready to storm the door. At the same time, we see the symbiote in the Baxter building talking to the Thing about Peter and how good their relationship was until Reed started to get involved. As the scene continues, we see more symbiotes and the Thing bonding with one of them. I'll go talk to them, get them to see that this isn't Parker's fault. Black Cat says there's no use since Peter has already killed a lot of people. But Peter explains that he can still feel the suit alive and that he has to find it. He takes MJ with him and tells Black Cat to take Jonah home. When Jonah disagrees, Peter starts yelling at him, saying that the symbiote will come after him too. As he swings away with MJ, he begins to realize the seriousness of the situation and how he let everything get out of control. He then notices the Baxter building completely consumed by the symbiote. And Peter admits to MJ that the desire to kill his enemies didn't come from the suit, but from himself. MJ calms him down, telling him that he's the best person she's ever known. So finally, Peter smiles and kisses her. Everybody calm down. The Avengers try to calm everyone down, but that's when Peter appears and tries to explain the situation. Johnny yells at him, saying that because of his suit, Reed and Ben are trapped inside. Sue tries to calm them down as Peter explains that they need to use fire to stop it, but Iron Man tells them they've already tried, explaining that the symbiote has taken control of Reed and used his intelligence to evolve. Peter approaches the entrance as MJ tries to stop him, but Peter tells her it's his responsibility and goes inside. Damn it, Peter, not by yourself. I've got this. All three of them enter the building and begin to notice a group of people in a trance-like state. MJ pulls out a gun as Peter continues to tell her to stay somewhere safe, but she refuses. I'm scared. I've been doing this so long I almost forgot what that felt like. And that's when we see the infected thing ready to attack. I'm afraid of the darkness, but just maybe, instead of letting it use me, I can use it. Peter begins beating him over and over again, but the thing fights back until a bunch of heroes show up to help. Peter tries to recover from the punch, but falls on his face as Johnny tries to contact him. But when he looks up, we see Reed bonded with the symbiote. He tells Johnny that in Peter's honor, he will do what Peter wanted, save everyone. But to do that, he says he'll need more symbiotes like him. Johnny tries to attack him, but the being laughs, telling him that it's time to release his children. And my God, we see a bunch of symbiote goo exploding and raining on the people and heroes watching below. Damn it, Spidey, come in. Spidey hears Johnny screaming for help as he wakes up. While the infected, Reed keeps beating him and then grabs his head until someone shoots him in the back. It's MJ. But just when things couldn't get any worse, we see the other heroes in the building already infected. Peter warns Johnny about them as the symbiote reveals to MJ that Peter never fully bonded with it because he always had her on his mind. She gets surprised and asks if Peter truly loves her, and the symbiote confirms it before adding that she's now simply an obstacle for him. Johnny grabs her and tries to take her to a safe place while the infected, Reed stretches his arms trying to reach them. Johnny tells Peter to go to Reed's lab and find a way to stop all of this. So Peter does. Sue notices what's happening and sees that the other heroes are infected, so she joins the fight. They all jump on Human Torch, and Captain America throws his shield, hitting Johnny and forcing him to let go of MJ. She falls, but Sue catches her. Meanwhile, in the lab, Peter discovers that the only way to stop all of this is by killing the main symbiote, the one controlling Reed. As Sue and Johnny continue fighting, they wait for Peter. Sue gets hit by the infected Thor and the symbiote catches her. When Peter finally leaves the building, he sees the newly infected Sue and Reed staring at him. Peter tells the symbiote that if he lets MJ live and releases other heroes, he will give himself up willingly. But before symbiote agrees, he says it can't let go of Reed because he's too valuable, and no, he kills him. Peter quickly runs to the lab as the symbiote follows, telling him that there's nothing in the lab that can hurt him. The symbiote begins bonding with Peter, but then we hear his voice as Peter explains that Reed once created an image inducer for the Thing, a holographic device that allows someone to change their appearance. And that's when it becomes clear that the symbiote isn't bonding with Peter, but with the Human Torch, who had changed his appearance. Thanks, Torch. Peter watches the explosion with MJ, then moves closer to her as the heroes begin returning to normal as we see Sue holding her dead husband, Reed Richards, in her arms. Days pass and Jonah tells Brock that he needs to leave Spider-Man alone, just as he learned to do, telling him that once he does, it will become clear what kind of man he truly is and that maybe Spider-Man is not the one to blame. In the end, Peter explains that after his identity was revealed to the world, he had to answer for his crimes. But since the heroes and others understood what it was like to be controlled by the symbiote and that there was nothing he could have done, Peter was found not guilty. As time passes, Sue meets Peter and tells him that she doesn't blame him for her husband's death. Instead, she tells him that she tries to find meaning even in tragedy. So she gives him the Fantastic Four Communicator badge, inviting him to take Reed's place and join the team. And in the end, the story ends with a twist, as we see that Kingpin actually survived and that he's keeping a living symbiote with him, telling others that no matter what, Peter Parker has to die.